First up today, a guide to tipping and restaurant etiquette. It can be confusing. Is tipping optional?
No.
People ask. Do you base the amount on the bill pre-tax? What about cocktails? Do you include the cost of your drinks when you add up the gratuity?
This hits me at home because I was a server for so long. We turned into a pro, though. Here's what we're doing for the definitive guide. Camille Monk has been in the etiquette and life skills field for over 10 years, and she is certified with the American School of Protocol, and she develops programs to help kids and families on social graces. So she's going to set the record straight. Good to see you, Camille.
Good to see you, lady.
I was
Thanks
a
for being
server
here.
too, so I'm very interested in this conversation.
Yes, and I will tell you that coming to Wisconsin was the first time I had ever heard in my life that you don't tip on drinks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coming to Wisconsin?
Yes, and so I had heard, because in like
What does that say?
where I was a server, yeah, it says about how much we drink here.
Yeah.
But it was like you always tipped on the total bill amount, and they were saying, oh, you don't tip in like 20% on the drinks as well. You separate the food from the drinks here.
Oh, well, I've never heard of that for Wisconsin. That's
I don't
something
think
new
you
for
should.
me. I think it's all inclusive because the
Yes.
drinks are a part of the meal and the experience.
Well, and when I
And the
was
service.
And the service.
When I was a server, we had to tip the bartender at the end of the night.
Yeah, you
so
tip
if somebody's not tipping on drinks and alcohol, then they're cutting the server short, I think, especially those who have to go on to tip the bartender. Plus, as a server, you're bringing the drink to
Right,
the table and you're
right.
involved in probably
Right.
making it and getting your request
Right.
processed correctly.
And it's about the experience. And we all, my thing is when it comes to tipping, we must always consider the server. Because a lot of times people have regressed from tipping because, oh, I didn't like my food or the drink wasn't up to par, but you received a service.
Yeah.
So you're tipping on the service as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
point.
Don't take it out on the person,
Right.
on the messenger.
Right, they're not the chef.
Yeah.
Correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess the question a lot of people wonder is, in this day and age, how necessary is etiquette when it comes to all this?
Well, it's necessary because there are standard protocols that do not change. Although the times are changing, things are different. The protocol is if you receive a service, it is necessary to tip. It's not optional.
See, I like that you cleared that up because I think a lot of people feel like now not related to the food or drink, but if they got bad service, maybe they don't tip.
Well, so my thing is this. If you've received bad service, you need to first contact management.
Yeah.
And say, this is what's happening. We were in your establishment at this time, and the service was not up to par. I still recommend tipping because it shows a level of class on your part.
Okay.
And do you still tip the amount that you're going to recommend? So I don't know if you're going to say 20%.
Absolutely.
So you still tip 20% even if you receive bad service.
That's my recommendation. That's the protocol standard. You're going to tip at least that 20%. You're also going to contact management and let them know what's happening in their establishment because it can cause a almost negative effect on the business because someone may not come back because of the service. But if management is, let them know, then they can let the server know, we're receiving this information about your service. Let's do some retraining. Does that
I like
make
that.
sense?
Yeah.
What about the rule of thumb when it comes to tipping and including or not including the tax?
Well, so the tax has nothing to do with the tip, right? So your tip is not included in the tax. The bill is taxed, then you put the tip on top of that.
So you include the tax in the total amount that you're tipping on.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think that reservations. There are some places nowadays that don't take reservations. So this applies to places that do. Do you feel that reservations are still a thing? And what should you do if you're running late?
So reservations are a must because when you are going to especially a popular restaurant, you don't want to come to the restaurant, there's no seating, and you become, discombobulated and upset. So reservations are a must. If you cannot make it, please call the restaurant at least an hour before because it gives the restaurant time to rebook.
Yeah.
They're losing money if you don't show up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's just the courteous thing
It
to
is.
do.
I also
It
think
is.
if you're on a date or taking business people or even a friend for their birthday or something like that, it's so much more impressive and gracious and
Absolutely.
classy, because you use that word.
Absolutely.
I love that word. If you do make a reservation.
Absolutely. It lets your party know that you were thinking about them.
Yeah.
I have already thought everything through. We're not just going to show up and hope a table is
And
available.
stand.
Right.
Yeah.
Stand for 20, 30 minutes, depending on the occasion. If it's a weekend, restaurants are already going to be packed. So,
The last question, are we still requiring the man to pay?
well, so here we go.
I love you. I knew that was going to be a good one.
Here we go. My recommendation is this. Whoever is doing the inviting
Yeah,
should
I've
be
heard that.
paying.
I've heard that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because it's 2020.
yeah.
Men and women are not the only ones dining together. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So who's doing the inviting? If you're inviting me to lunch, you're inviting me to dinner, it's pressed upon you to take care of the bill.
Fair.
I like that.
Okay.
I
That's
gotta
an easy rule
think
of
about
thumb.
all this stuff.
I know,
That's good.
I know. You can check out our website, themorningblend.com, to see more on Camille Monk and these etiquette suggestions. Thanks so
Phenomenal.
much for being
Thank
here.
you.
so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank